Ladies and gentlemen, we are recording this episode of Outtakes with Fiore during the week of Halloween. So it's not too surprising then that horror films, fantasy, and sci-fi dominate our reviews for today. A cinematic class is about to begin, and your professor is in. Greetings, salutations, and other sundry affair. I am your cinematic professor and purveyor of truth in movies. You know, I was cleaning out the bottom there, looking for Halloween decorations to put up, and I came across this. This will probably bring back a lot of memories to former students when we created BTTV. Look at that. Look how nice that looks. See? Well, won a lot of awards there too. They even put in a off-on button for the microphone here. Pretty cool stuff, right? So I'm looking at this thing and I turn it over, and on the back side it says, "To Mr. M from Serena," back in 2004. So we're living a little bit of nostalgia here. Serena, I haven't seen you in years. I hope you're doing well during this time of COVID. That was an amazing time out at Butler Area High School. And I'm sorry to say I have not been back out there since I returned from Arizona. But my God, did I meet an awful lot of nice people at that high school. And the group of students that I taught, majorly successful. They really, really were. And many of them are still in the business and stay in touch with me and give me a lot of the tidbits that I hear along the way. And just a great bunch of kids. And it was really a pleasure to know them. But they say you should not look back. And that's the title of our very first movie. What, was that a hell of a segue or what? It's called Don't Look Back. It was written and directed by Jeffrey Reddick. And I got to tell you, I kind of like this one in a way because it's about phoners. You know what phoners are? These are the people that if something terrible is happening on the street, instead of going over and helping the person, they pull out their phone instead and they start filming it. Somehow along the line, they think their film is going to give them their Andy Warhol 15, which is absolutely absurd. My generation, if you saw something happening on the street, you went over to try to help. You didn't whip out your camera and start taping video. And the folks in this movie, well, they whip out their phones, they tape the video. Guess what? Suddenly, they all start to die. Could it be the vengeful spirit of the person that they filmed dying? Sort of looking that way. This was not a bad thriller. I kind of liked where it was going, but I got to tell you, the ending on this thing was El Lamo, folks. All that great build-up, and they really blew the ending. The name of the movie is Don't Look Back.
Are you all right?
Just embarrassed.
Oh, don't be. Douglas.
Caitlin.
Well, have a good run, Caitlin.
Help me. Video of the assault and the fact that several bystanders stood by and just watched a man get beaten to death has sent shockwaves through the city.
Sir, wait, you can't go in there.
Are you arresting them?
They didn't break any laws.
They let my brother die.
Catch the guy who did this.
How can you live with yourselves? I know you think you saw someone in Nathan's apartment.
I did. I don't think he killed himself. What if my actions are coming back to haunt me? I have felt this presence.
You mean like Douglas's presence?
Yeah.
I felt it too. If someone dies violently, a part of them can remain in our world like a trace or an echo.
Caitlin.
until they're avenged.
I have felt something since that day in the park.
Leave us out of it.
What's wrong?
I saw Douglas.
Whoever killed him, they could have killed you too.
Someone grabbed me!
You have a habit of turning up when people die.
You think I did this?
One time I can write off as coincidence. Twice I get suspicious. 3 times? Well, no one's that unlucky.
Your life's in danger.
I have an opportunity to make this right. When you do evil, evil comes back to you. I am so sorry.
If you've ever gone to a Comic-Con, then you're familiar with cosplay. These folks really get into it, and some of the costumes are very, very elaborate. You know, with this next movie, which is called Monster Force Zero, I have to be honest with you. I don't know if they were trying to make fun of cosplay people or if they were actually trying to pay them a bit of homage. It was hard to tell. The director of this movie is Nathan Lestier, and he also did the special effects. They're nothing to write home about. The writer of the movie was Michelle Pacito, and together they have put together this movie, which I can describe basically in 3 words: corny, sappy, and cheesy. Here's a look at Monster Force Zero.
So what's your story?
We're Monster Force Zero. We're a ragtag team of outcasts, tech nerds, and sci-fi geeks scouring the globe, hunting down depraved terrorist groups and malevolent cabals that are secretly backed by diabolical alien forces.
You obviously have no idea what you've gotten yourself into.
Who wants to go first?
You'll find what you're looking for out there.
This feels incredible.
Like you guys might like this.
We got a possible threat.
We're not gonna let you destroy our planet.
You know, this would be a good time to put the movies aside for a little bit and give you an update, if you will, on what's happening in the movie business. As you know, or probably have already heard, most of the summer blockbusters and now the Christmas holiday blockbusters, they're all been shoved over to next year, and some of them even until 2022. Some things have really gone bad here. Regal Theaters has decided to close all of its theaters, and wow, that's a pretty big blow. I guess, you know, in a lot of places they were reduced to 25% capacity, and it just wasn't worth the theaters staying open for that limited amount of revenue. In New York, things are getting so bad that the Theater Association there got together and drew up a petition and gave it to Governor Andrew Cuomo, pleading with him to please open up the theaters and let some people go in. As of this taping, he has not responded. He has not opened it. China has already reopened, and as such, China has vaulted to the #1 spot as far as box office is concerned. They are #1. Sweden has also opened up, and they seem to be doing well too. Disney presents a tale of 2 different cities. As you know, Disney World, I hope I get these right, Disneyland is in California. And Governor Newsom there has closed down that state completely. And as a result, Disney in California is laying off thousands of workers, and the park is having a, if you will, a part-time sort of opening that just is not working well for them at all. Over in Florida, where you have Governor Ron DeSantis, he's opened that state up completely, which is really sweet. And Disney there is booming. I think that's Disney World. And they're just booming. They're having themselves a grand old time. As far as us here in Pennsylvania, folks, our overlord Tom Wolf, he's not budging on anything. So the only thing I can tell you is the theaters are not going to open for quite some time. because he really likes, the little power he has of telling everybody what to do and when to do it. And there you have it. So there's your update on the corona. It's not looking good, but I can tell you that every movie I'm talking to you about on this evening's episode is available for you to watch in the comfort and safety of your own home. These are available either on your favorite streaming device, the home video, or of course, VOD. Now, having said that, here's a movie you may not want to watch no matter where it's. I'll tell you what, gang, this one was pretty bad. It's called Tokyo Homestay Massacre. I kind of sort of expected this one to be, like maybe a gore fest and everything, but it doesn't even, oh my God, this movie is so bad. It's about these kids who go over to Japan as a, international study, and the family that they stay with wants to sacrifice them to their god, and their god is a pet turtle. This movie is so bizarre. Over half the movie is in Japanese, and they did not bother to give you the subtitles. So you have absolutely no idea what these people are saying or how the plot. It doesn't matter because there's not that much of a plot to it. And even the special effects on quote unquote the gore effects are absolutely horrendous. This movie is amateurish and it's absolutely nonsensical. It had no entertainment value whatsoever. I would strongly recommend you avoid it. Now, trailers always make things look better, right? So here's a look at Tokyo Homestay Massacre.
Yo, this is a real Japanese house.
We're here to give you a first-hand experience tour of what our homestay is going to be like. So, you are all American?
Yeah.
Hey, don't you eat meat?
I'm a vegetarian.
I just don't drink alcohol.
Just drink! That's all!
I hate such a
What?
What the hell is wrong with this family?
Welcome to Japan.
He's a nice guy, isn't he?
Help us!
Did you enjoy your homestay?
Now, I feel I need to counterbalance that because since I told you about this absolutely horrendous movie, I should tell you about one that I really, really enjoyed and liked, and it's called Monochrome. This was written and directed by Cody Zine, and he has done a really good job on this. It is an allegory. It truly, truly is. The entire world is in black and white. And there is a deadly virus that has been manufactured and put out there to try to control the population. Trouble is, it doesn't kill a lot of people, and some people, it actually brings color into their life. So the contrast between a black and white world and those who can now see in color, it's a really good allegory. It truly is. You can put almost any political conflict that we currently have in our headlines and insert it into this movie, and it will work. And that's really clever. The movie's nice. It's about an hour and 15 minutes long, but you're going to enjoy it, I guarantee. It's called Monochrome.
Do you know what the problem with this world is? Too many of those damn hues. Those crazy, glowing, mutated freaks!
Though they are still searching for the origins, experts are now saying the outbreak is likely spread by blood contact.
Move! Move! What happened?
There was an attack downtown.
It's not safe here.
What is wrong with his blood? Why does it look like that?
What is this? What's happening to me?
You're shot.
Shot? What's happening to my arm?
You don't know yet.
Good God, what is that?
He was the only one like this at the scene.
Begin emergency management protocol, quarantine anywhere that this man has been.
More of these Hughes continue to show up. Everything that we've worked for could be for nothing.
They're keeping you asleep so they can watch you. If you can hear me, fight it, Isaac. Fight it and wake up.
Why are you running? Please!
Look at you. Look at your skin. We're rounding all you up to keep you safe. To keep us safe. You can't have your kind infecting everyone else.
I'm not infected! I was shot! You were there!
If you see a Hugh-affected person, please inform your local authorities immediately so that they can get the proper care and testing at a local facility.
Run, you! Run! They're gonna hunt you! Hunt you to the end of the earth! Hunt the Hughes!
You know, one thing you got to give the movie makers credit for is they are a creative bunch. And when everything shuts down here because of the pandemic of fear, people go elsewhere. This is an American movie that was made, and let me get this, I hope I say this town right, Tbilisi, which is in the Republic of Georgia. And they went over there to make that. The director is Julian Richards. The movie is called Daddy's Girl, and my main problem with that is, you know, here's the scenario. If you have really, really bad people, it's okay to kill them. But wait, there's a caveat. It's okay to kill them if you're a woman, but if you're a man, that's not okay. And that's where this movie runs off the tracks. The name of the film is Daddy's Girl.
Oh, no. When I was a girl, my mama told me there were many parts of hell, but the coldest, blackest part was kept for murderers, sodomites, and suicides. 6 months later, she killed herself.
I'm Zoe. That is my friend John.
He seems familiar. I feel like I know him from somewhere.
That guy gives me the creeps. He's old enough to be her father.
Better watch your step around here, huh?
Aren't you gonna join us?
She likes to watch. Keep your eyes closed now. Welcome to hell. New girl?
I guess everyone knows everyone around here.
We don't know you.
Pleased to meet you, John Stone.
John, you got company.
Can I do something for you, deputy?
Discharged from the Marines in 2008 after serving 18 months for misconduct.
He's a cop. He's on to something.
This town is like quicksand. You stay here too long, you might never leave.
Deep down, you like this as much as I do, don't you? In our house, we clean up our own mess.
He's not gonna stop. You have a choice. A choice that I wish I had.
Party's over.
I'm a hunter. I thin the earth, like you do with deer or any other kind of pest. Well, I'm gonna enjoy gutting you.
Let's take just another little pause, a deviation from the movies, if you will, and tell you that, you know, some people have really used this time down, if you will, from the Wuhan virus for good use. And wow, you should see the Cigar Lounge at the House of Fairuza, barbershop and cigar lounge. Man, Sam has done a fantastic job in redoing this place. Nice gaming tables. Membership is, and they have something new. They have a corporate membership that you can sign up for. This thing is really, really slick. And you need to call down there. You need to check into this. This is a great place to go. You know, a lot of people are saying that we'll have further lockdowns, you know, especially with Wolf in office, when the second wave of the virus hits. And if that happens, there's always the House of Fairuza, barbershop, and the cigar lounge, which was really nice. They gave me a tour of it the other day, the refurbished. It looks fantastic. It really does. What a great way to spend the evening. They're located at the corner of Drake Road and South Park Road. Stop in there. Talk to Sam about everything. He'll set you to the right people, and it's a good place to go. Rewind, relax, and enjoy. Good kind of stuff there. You know, I told you about movies that were being made in foreign lands because, you know, everything here is shut down. And one of those came from Sydney, Australia. This is actually not bad. It's another revenge story, but this one puts the female in the Charles Bronson role and, you know, Paul Kersey, puts a woman in there, and she's the one that goes around making sure all these nefarious no-goods pay for their crimes. It's good stuff. It's a movie called Guilt. Here's a look.
In your retrial, the judge took pity on you, believed your sob story. I don't buy it.
Kit Richardson was in prison for only 6 years for taking those two little boys out into the bush that day.
They begged me for it.
I lied.
You know, for years, the Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon was massive. It was for the benefit of muscular dystrophy, and boy, the stars came out. It was just went the whole weekend long. It was just amazing. And then naturally, when Jerry Lewis got a little sick, it was cut down to 2 days and then to 1 day, and now it's gone. Well, and maybe not, because Kevin Hart, who really enjoys hosting events like that and playing host to festivities, has stated that he is interested in reviving the Muscular Dystrophy Labor Day Telethon, and he may be your new host. Hey, let me also tell you something new that's coming along. Buck Rogers. Remember that old TV show? That's going to get the movie treatment. That's going to go into pre-production very soon. You know, a little while ago, the creative board of Netflix hired Barack and Michelle to join their ranks. And ever since they did, the streaming service has been in 4 major controversies. Its latest, surrounding a movie called Cuties, has seen it drop over 250,000 subscribers because of that movie. May want to take a look at that board one more time. And you know, we had all these riots in the summer. Some of them are still going on in some of these cities, and things are not looking good, and it appears the Black Lives Matter people are behind it. And you say, why are they doing this? Why are they causing all this destruction? Well, I'll tell you why. It's so that their leaders can be noticed, because Patrisse Cullors, who is one of the founders of BLM, has just signed a multi-million-dollar deal with the Warner Brothers Studios. She is there to supervise and oversee projects that will highlight the tenets of BLM and help with their cause. You know, I'm kind of surprised that Warner Brothers stooped that low. But all happens in the world of entertainment. Speaking of things happening, I like it when horror movies kind of leave things up in the air. Now, is this truly something supernatural? Is it really a ghost or a demon or something going on? Or is it actually explainable through natural phenomenon? That's the entire gist behind the movie Haunting of the Mary Celeste. This one is actually pretty good, folks. I did have a problem with it, just like the movie I told you about earlier. It's a real eerie movie, very modicum of pace, and the ending is there's a huge hole in the ending, and you scratch your head and go, wait a minute, where did this come from? And that kind of causes the movie to shoot itself in the foot. Up to that point, though, it wasn't bad. The Haunting of the Mary Celeste.
Jenny. What are you trying to tell me?
I need a boat.
And you need a boat for what?
Are you familiar with the story of the Mary Celeste? It's the most famous missing persons case in maritime history. Every once in a while, there's a tear or a rift that happens. Everyone on board the Mary Celeste got pulled into one of those rifts. All of the data points to a shift tonight. We are in the rift. Aldo! What happened? Why'd we stop?
I don't know.
What direction?
It's on top of us.
You saw what's happening.
Rachel! Rachel!
No.
We have to go!
We have to go!
Little drops of water, little grains of sand, make the mighty ocean and the pleasant land.
You know, back when I was a kid growing up, if you really wanted to see some excellent special effects, you went to see a Ray Harryhausen movie. It's just the way it was. He was the master at that time. His techniques have pretty much gone by the wayside, except for some really creative directors like Tim Burton. But there is a movie out that tries to pay homage to good old Ray, and they do it with The Fifth Voyage of Sinbad. Guys, I got to tell you, there's two people that do the special effects in this. One of them is really, really good, and he's got the stop motion animation down really well. The other one mixes animation with it, and it's a little too cartoonish. So this movie goes about 50-50 as being a good homage to Ray Harryhausen. Here's a look at The Fifth Voyage of Sinbad.
Not even all the perils and suffering that I had endured could make me contented with a quiet life. I was once again seized by thoughts of its pleasures and longed for change and adventure. My story begins. I am Sinbad.
I know who you are.
My fifth voyage.
Hi, Captain.
I have an awful lot more movies to tell you about, but we are fresh out of time. You now at least know a pretty good idea of where you might want to spend your entertainment dollars and where you won't. You know, if you want to check out some more movies too, you could always check the official Outtakes with Fiore Facebook page. And on that page, there are links to everywhere. The YouTube channel, the blog. You'll know which movies you want to see. And now that you have learned what you have learned, class is dismissed.